What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto alongside maybe the savior of the heavyweight divisions in MMA someday, but he's got his third fight, third professional fight coming up next week. It is in Monterrey, Mexico. You can watch it on the Mexico Fight League YouTube
Mhm.
channel. He is taking on Hugo Lezama, who has 14 fights on his record. And I think I'll start there, Gable, because um, brand new to the sport, but obviously not brand new to combat sports. Very unique position.
Mhm.
In this fight, your third fight, I think the big number that everyone's going to key in on is the fact that this guy has a lot of experience. Is that sort of
Mhm.
the challenge for you, or you see something else going into this one?
Yeah, I see the challenge of a guy, an old Mexican veteran having a lot of fights, and I see that as a big challenge because I want to go out there and show the world that I can dominate a guy that has many fights while being so new to the game. And my second fight at Dirty Boxing, I fought a guy that had 15, 17 fights. It's just nothing new. You want to go out there and you got to face the best. You got to go through guys one at a time. And so next week's just step one of facing those older guys that have been in the game for longer than me.
Well, and I was going to ask, with an experienced guy, does that make you even sort of come in a little more reserved, a little more hesitant? Certainly not in the dirty boxing fight. You got that guy out of there in pretty much record time. So I
Yeah.
guess is there anything that changes for you in terms of approach, in terms of mindset when you're going up against a guy who's been there a lot of times?
No, I don't think nothing changes for me. I think the only thing that changes is just the mindset is more prepared for a guy like this. A guy that may have just a little bit more tools than the average fighter. Just a guy that's older. He's been in the game for a long time. I believe he's 38 years old. He's 220 pounds. He's going to come out there a little faster. But the last guy I faced, he was older. He was 220 pounds. He came out there swinging and I got him in and out in maybe 20 some seconds. So I come to dominate. I come to show out. I come to have a great time also, and I come to make sure MFL has the best experience possible.
Yeah, we'll talk about the MFL. How did this opportunity come up, and what were you looking for here to start 2026? What kind of opportunity were you looking for?
I'm just looking to go to many places before I get to the bigger places that I need to go. So I just wanted to see around. I want to go see the world, and we had one booked for Spain at the end of March, but I don't think it's going to work out anymore.
Hmm.
But I just wanted to go to many places as I can, get as much experience, see as many places, go against guys like this that have that experience in these local places. And for me, that's the main thing. If I can get as much experience now before I get to where I need to go, just got to take everything with the way I can.
Are you getting experience, man? I mean, these fights are so quick. Like, do you feel like
Mhm.
you have had the opportunity to feel what an MMA fight, a professional MMA fight even feels like, or is that still kind of not happened yet, considering how quick these things have gone?
I get the feeling, I get the jitters, I get the butterflies of going out there. I think the main thing is before all this, my time and training is the main thing. If fights like we talk about all the time with John and all my coaches, if it goes 15 minutes, it goes 15 minutes. I'm gonna give you hell for 15 minutes. If it goes 20 seconds, there's nothing I can do about it. So I try to make sure I stay maintained in my mind that if it needs to go longer, then I'm ready for that whole 15-minute marker. If it's 25 minutes, I can go 25 minutes. But it just keep your mindset fresh. If a guy has one fight or if he has 14 fights like this guy, treat them all the same.
Where are you feeling like? I mean, I, uh, I introduce you as, maybe the guy who's going to make heavyweight a little
Mhm.
fun again. And that's no disrespect to any of the heavyweights, but right now, the
Yes.
talk in the sport is that it's not exactly in its golden era, but you
Yes.
also have only had two fights. And so, we've seen people elevated too quickly, but then we've also seen people when you have the pedigree that you have, it's only
Mhm.
natural, like how are you balancing all that, the expectations, where are you at sort of and where you feel?
Just keep my feet on the ground, keep my head where it needs to be. A lot of people are trying to paint me as the picture of he could be the next big thing. And I 100% believe I can, and I 100% believe I will. But right now, I'm just taking my baby steps. You got to take the baby steps before you can walk on water. And only one man can walk on water. That's God. And so I just try to take it slowly, and just be prepared. My first college match ever, I faced the number 3 ranked guy in the country, and I beat him 8-2. And so that's just a blueprint for me. If I can go out there and dominate guys fresh right off the bat, then I'll do it. If they want me to wait to get to that point, then I'll take the baby steps as always.
I mean, obviously, you coming in, a lot of us probably would have expected some takedowns, some ground and pound early on in the career, and you haven't wasted time using the hands. And I know, even talking to you that you're confident in it, you're athletic, but seeing a
Mhm.
guy go down from a shot, like I got to believe that your confidence in that area has gone up a lot over the last 6 months, huh?
Yeah, it's a different type of high. You just never. you just like, oh, I got lightning in my hands. You would have never have guessed. But I'm confident in all my abilities. I'm working on everything from jujitsu to boxing to kickboxing to everything. I want to be able to go out there, and if I need to do a high kick, I can most definitely. If I need a teep to fake a straight, I can do everything in the book. So that's the main thing right now is just put all the pieces together slowly, and they're getting put together really quick. So it's a good thing.
You were in Las Vegas last year. You met Hunter Campbell and Mick
Hmm.
Maynard, the matchmaker, was at your last Dirty Boxing event. How
Yes.
closely you think the UFC is watching what happens in Monterrey, Mexico on February 19th?
I think they're watching closely. I think they're keeping their tabs, and like uh, I don't know. I mean, you would hope they're watching closely, but I know they are. Just me being in the humble, nice words. They're watching. That's all I need
Yeah,
to say.
yeah. I mean, that is all you need to say. I would like you to say more. Are you in contact with those guys? I mean, they have they told you anything in terms of like
Yeah,
what they're looking to
yeah.
see or yeah?
We've been in actually a lot of contact. I would say after every single fight, it's a call, and not with me, just with the people that I'm with. They relay messages to me, but it's all good messages. It's all positive things, good energy. Um, we talk on a great basis. So if when the time is coming, it's just when I want the time to come.
When you want the time to come, you feel like it's kind of up to you, you feel like?
Yeah, I think it's kind of I think it's really up to them if they want to push that agenda. But I think with my skill set and what I can do, I think I can kind of put it in my hands. And when I'm ready to go, and I relay the message to them also, when I'm ready to go, I'll jump ship. And it's just the internal feeling of when it's perfect, then I'll know. And I feel like it's getting to that point where it's close.
What would make it perfect? What
I think a big knockout next Thursday will make it perfect. If it's not a knockout, like I said, we can go to distance, we can TKO, we can do anything, but just be ready for all aspects of it. But I think that'll be a big jump for me if I can go out there and dominate a guy with a lot of experience and make that next step.
uh, what would be perfect in some people's eyes, and I mean, you have spoken to this, is U.S. Olympic champion at the White House.
Yes.
That's the big news of this week is that
Hmm.
they are starting to put that card together. You feel like there's a
Hmm.
spot on that card with your name on it if you do the right things here on Thursday and then kind of call for it.
Yeah, I think there's a spot for me, especially being a U.S. Olympic champion. There's got to be a place for a guy that can represent America. I feel like I don't think there's one American champion right now besides Gaethje, but he's kind of the interim. So if the White House happens for me, it happens for me. If it doesn't, I keep moving on, and the next thing will come, and the next big thing will arise for me. But I would love to be on the White House card. That would mean a lot, but it's not the end of the world if it doesn't happen.
For sure, not the end of the world, but is it hard to not kind of think about it? Dana's described it as a once in a lifetime thing. Who knows if they go
Mhm.
back there again and you're sort of in this position to potentially take advantage of it? Is it hard not to
Yeah,
want it?
yeah, it's hard not to want it. But if the cards don't fall that way, man, that you wake up the next day and you put a smile on your face and you get back to the grind and you take out the next opponent and maybe the next big thing will come. And if it's not the White House, something big always comes. It always
For sure.
happens.
Will you call for it? You go out there and get a knockout on Thursday. Will you call specifically for like, hey, I'm ready to get me on there?
Yeah, most definitely I'll call for it. I'll call
Hmm.
for it. I think it's rightfully so. Especially if it's a big knockout that happens next Thursday. It'd be my fourth one. Um, sorry, my third in MMA, one in dirty boxing. So that's
Yep.
how it would be. But just if like we talked about, if the cards fall that way, they fall that way. If they don't, they don't.
Well, obviously, originally, what the plan that was mentioned, the idea, the dream, the picture that we can all see is that it would
Mhm.
be Jon Jones fighting on the White
Yeah.
House, and then obviously, you guys as teammates going through that experience together. Is that still sort of the idea, you think?
Yeah, I think it's still the idea. When I was with him yesterday, he's still got that fire and that drive in him. You can tell. But it's going to be up to him. John. It's on his call. Whatever he wants to do, he's going to do, and he knows best. And he knows best for me also what I need to do. So I'm gonna follow the leader and make sure he leads me down the right path, and which he's doing right now.
Well, obviously, the scene of you and John at the White House would be special, and so we'll see if it happens. We'll see if it's in the cards. My final question for you, though, is, John recently was asked, and he put a timeline on it, just like how far along is Gable Steveson, and did you see what he said?
No, what'd he say?
One year from now, UFC champion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I believe it.
You
I
believe it?
believe
One
it.
year.
Yeah, I believe it because because I got full confidence in myself. But with a guy like John kind of got in the way for me, I feel like the confidence just goes to the roof. And the best thing about it is he sees me firsthand, like training with him and hitting the pads and going through all the motions. So his word is gold with that. And if it's not next year, it'll be soon after that. It just depends how to, like we said, it just depends the way that the cards fall.
That's wild though, man. I mean, obviously everything that you've accomplished in wrestling,
Hmm. Hmm.
um, but you're also a very smart guy. I know that you respect how difficult MMA is, and
Oh,
you got a lot
definitely,
of
yeah.
things to learn, and so it
Hmm.
is wild. Like, what how recently did you get that level of confidence where you're like, I could be a UFC champion? Because that is coming obviously very, very quick. And I
Yes.
want to say in the beginning of your career, you were saying like, we'll go slow, and it seems like that's no
Hmm.
longer the case, huh? It's like, when did that
I think
change?
it, yeah, I think it's still the case where we're still going slow, but slow in the heavyweight division is fast. There's a lot of missing puzzle pieces in that division that need to be kind of maneuvered through. And like I said, mixed martial arts is a hard thing. So I take all the opponents and man, give them the most respect I possibly can. And everyone's a great fighter, but I think with my potential, my speed, my technique, my durability, my endurance, everything, and my wrestling included, it is going to be a new thing for people to see, and I'm excited for people to keep kind of witnessing it slowly now, but it'll pick up soon.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm excited too. And if you fight at the, got to take care of business, obviously in Mexico. But then
So
if you
yeah,
were to get a fight at the White House, and then
it'll
we're
be
talking
nice.
about a UFC championship within the next year, your life is going to blow up to a level that it's not. I mean, you're already pretty big, pretty recognized. That would
Hmm.
be pretty incredible. So we'll stay tuned the next 12 months, man. But
So
best of luck in Mexico. Thank
I
you so much
appreciate
for
it.
taking the time, Gable. Yeah, we'll check
Yes, sir.
back
Well,
in with you
thanks.
after.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I see you.